Alright guys, did a little something to the genny. Paint meshed the side skirts, remounted them. That's how they're mounted on the car right now. I've been like procrastinating on whether or not doing all black or just paint matching them. But after I've seen a couple paint match side skirt extensions on the genny, I had to pull the trigger and do it. Yeah, looks pretty good. And then for those of you who have the same side skirts and are asking like how you get rid of like that sagginess that it all has if you don't mount it correctly, what I did was 2 self-tappers in the back, a self-tapper up front on the inner edge, and then 3M tape from here all the way down on the like upper lip portion of it. And I did that on both sides, and the fitment on it is perfect. Like there's no gaps, nothing going on. And I also cleaned out the trunk, took the subwoofer out that I had in here because I'd blown it up. I'll be redoing the lip because of the giant gouge mark that I have right there. And then I'll also be jumping into doing some slight engine work. Not really, but I gotta do some sensors on the genny right now that are bad, and then go look at a couple fuses and stuff. Because the car has been sitting for a while. So right now for the genny, I got spark plugs I gotta do. So yeah, I gotta replace a couple hoses, and then I'm gonna reroute a couple things, like vacuum lines and where they're going, and some wiring and where it goes, because right now the engine bay just kind of looks like a rat's nest. But yeah, I also have it's like the back of the thermostat housing gasket that I need to replace, and I also have an oil pressure switch sensor that I have to replace on the genny. Hopefully it's just that and it's not the oil pump going bad, but that'll be my first means of figuring out what's going on. Like I do have an oil temp and oil pressure sensor, and those have stood normal, but like in the normal safe zone for pressure and temperature. So I'm kind of more towards just the sensor in the genny that's going bad and not the oil pump, but the car is around the mileage where the oil pumps do start to go bad. Alright, so right now I'm just taking apart everything on the hot side of the motor. I'm going to be cleaning up everything that's disgusting on this side and redoing vacuum lines, rerouting everything. Getting my boost controller set up properly and mounted in a good spot. Alright, so right now I have a bunch of the intercooler piping out, intake out, some vacuum lines disconnected and stuff like that. Right now I'm getting to this sensor that's right there. That is your oil pressure switch sensor. Mine went bad. This is the new one. Matches up with the connection. Usually these will go bad, or like your connector itself is like dirty or something like that, or has like oil in it. But yeah, so I've had a check engine, or like the oil light was on for the car, and it would like turn on and off sometimes, and then like would just completely stay off or stay on during idle. So this is the first check to see if it's my oil pump going bad, but my fuel pressure and fuel temperature gauge, like it's, or not fuel, oil pressure and oil temperature gauge, they are both reading like normal. So I don't think it's that. I hope it's not playing tricks on me, but this is the first thing I thought to fix besides the fuse. So I'm gonna switch this out, make sure it's all good, And then also I'm tracking down this coolant leak that's coming from around here, but it's not the thermostat itself. It's like right behind it. Alright, so that is coming out, hopefully. Hopefully no oil comes out of this, because it shouldn't. Not too much, yeah. Because all the oil should be in the pan. But yeah, this looks a little cooked. Does match up exactly with the new one. That's the new one going in. Just thread it in by hand, get hand tight, and then get back in there with your wrench. Alright, new sensors in, plugged in. Now to find this damn coolant leak around. It's around this area, but it's not the actual thermostat itself. I recently, not recently, but like within the year, replaced the thermostat for the Mishimoto, like colder one that opens up a little bit earlier. So I know for sure that that's not leaking, because that's what I thought the leak was coming from originally, which kind of was, but not fully from here, from like the thermostat. I also have all new hoses to new radiator, because I was leaking from that side as well, from like the like right near the drain side, like the drain plug that they have on the other side for the factory one. Like it was kind of cracked on the bottom, so. Alright, after taking some stuff apart, come to the conclusion that my water pump gaskets are bad, and I'm just gonna order a whole new water pump assembly, like completely, because I'm taking it all off. I might as well just replace it all. I just mounted up my map sensor, and I'm going to get a spot to mount this as well over here. So with the Innovate kit, your solenoid comes with this little bracket where you can, or it also has like this rubber like washer type grommet thing, which is right there. It actually threads on to like a factory bolt. So I'm gonna mount it there, and then just kind of route the vacuum lines to where it's not touching anything around here. Alright, sensor is now mounted. Gonna plug everything back into where it's supposed to go. But actually, no, I'm gonna leave the vacuum lines unplugged, because I'm gonna buy all new vacuum lines, because I don't like these. I'm gonna get more of like this reinforced silicone from HSP, and go from there. I also have this, as you can see, this valve cover leak here and back there. This whole other side is completely fine. It's literally just here and back there. But like I said before, I'm gonna take everything off around here, reroute it all, get rid of my subwoofer shit, because I'm not running a sub anymore. Alright, so we're gonna install this new Seco boost solenoid. Usually you'll install this if you're getting like a code for your solenoid. I'm not currently, but I am running an aftermarket blow-off valve, so why not? So quick little explanation of how it works. Number one, it's label 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is your like boost reference, so it would be the port that you see off the table right here. That would be number 1. Number 2 would be to your blow-off valve, which mine is over there. And number 3 goes to this like barb fitting right here on the front of the engine. It'll just be installed in the same place. It has the same clip right here. You just unplug this one, and there usually would be like a clip here. Mine does not have a clip, so probably just take like a flathead or something and just pop it off. But yeah, so we're gonna do that real quick. Alright, so now that you got it out, you're just gonna fish it through this way and then slide it right back into that like rubber place that it was in before. Kind of difficult to do one-handed, but just like that, go back in and then plug up all your vacuum hoses again. Just be careful that you put them all in the right spot. These are the spark plugs I'll be using. Right there, you know. And yeah, this is quick. So right now, about to take out the coil packs so that I can put them in the spark plugs. It's just 4 10 mils up top holding it in. You pop the plug off. It's like a little push tab. You push up like this. Those little spark plugs. It looks like I'm running like lean in 1 or 2 cylinders and rich in another 2, but I never had any problems. Also, I'm not sure if anything happens if you were to like mix around what order they were in, the coil packs. But personally, I just take them out and leave them 4, 3, 2, 1. Like always, just leave them on the side. Now I'm gonna make sure the gap is right on these. I'll put right here what the gap is supposed to be for your spark plugs. And I'm gonna put them in. Make sure it's all good. Also, make sure you use a spark plug socket. For the Genny, it's a 5/8. And I say use that because there's like this little rubber grommet piece on the inside that'll hold your spark plug as you're putting it in, because you don't want to just drop it in. If you drop it in, you might bend down the arc tab, and then now your gap is going to be off. Your car might just run funny, or it will run funny if the gap is different. But yeah, get a 5/8 spark plug socket and like hand thread it in, make sure it doesn't cross thread. And then I don't suggest using like an impact wrench on this, because if you snap off the end or break from the thread, you're gonna have a problem. So all of them come with this little protective sleeve, and I got them from Gen Racer, so they should be pre-gapped to where we need them at. If you're running like stock temperature spark plugs, 1 step colder, I know it's either, I think it's a tighter gap or something like that, I'm not sure, but yeah, just want to make sure the gap is right, and then you could just hand thread it in and then get them snug, and then after that it's just all reverse order from here. Alright, each spark plug is in there nice and tight. And I put the coil packs back, and then the last clip, slide it over, push the clip back in, and boom. Make sure that all your bolts are back in, holding it down in place, snug going nowhere. And that's it. That's how you change your spark plugs. As you can see, I also got the vacuum lines redone, some new ones. I just wanted to get rid of the blue. I have a little bit more that I have to do right here, but the new solenoid is in too. Gonna have to do something with this extra wire. I either might just cut it down and re-splice it together, or like kind of zip tie it out of the way or something. Roll it up nice and neat and just zip tie it down, through using one of these little existing holes that are there just to hold it in place. But yeah, it's looking good. I am gonna take off the radiator shroud and drain the radiator so I can get this water pump situated. And I'm gonna drain coolant from here. I have the new pump sitting in the car. Now it's a whole new assembly. I do have some gaskets coming, so perfect. I also got a new belt with it. And I just disconnected my catch cans from where I have it mounted. It's 2 bolts, not this one, but 2 bolts that hold the radiator shroud up top to the radiator. Now that the radiator's out, got a lot more room to play. With the factory radiator, you're gonna have a little bit more space than me. It's just the Mishimoto one comes out a little farther. The factory one is a little closer to the core support than the Mishimoto one. But yeah, just make sure you disconnect your radiator fans. It's my radiator on the side right now. Mine's a little trimmed up to fit this area properly. But yeah, now would be a good time to take a picture of your belt so you remember how it went on. Other than that, I'm gonna start draining the radiator. And then more coolant is gonna come out from the thermostat neck. So once I remove the thermostat, so I'm gonna just have something to catch that all and like funnel it down pretty much. So I don't want to make a mess over here. All right, so right now I'm getting my little catch pan ready. The drain plug is right here. I don't know if you guys saw from a long time ago. I'm actually gonna like recut this right around here because this radiator kind of requires some modification to fit. I like misjudged how high of an angle I needed the first time. I might actually do it after I take this out. But yeah, this car is was leaking oil and coolant everywhere. Drain plug here, catch pan here. I'm gonna drain most of it out from this side, and then the rest is gonna end up coming out through the thermostat, like what's in the engine. So, alright, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Alright, while this is dripping out from the radiator, I went ahead and took off the belt. I used an 11/16 socket on it right here on the tensioner. So with these, right, you would kind of pull it up clockwise, like as if you're trying to tighten it so that the tensioner loosens. All right, so right now I just took off the 3 bolts that hold in the thermostat, so 1, 2, and underneath here the neck, because with what I'm doing I have to swap the neck over with the thermostat over to the new water pump and everything, and then I also disconnected the clamp from the hose so I can pull the hose off. But yeah, I'm also probably gonna clean up this just a little bit, even though I think it's gonna get dirty again because my turbo is just leaking oil out all over everything, which that's the next thing I'm gonna be replacing, as well as the gasket, as you can see right there. It's seeping out from here and the back side as well. And then the seals on this turbo are going bad, so it's pushing oil through the intake, which then the intake is also sucking air in through like the PCV and like crankcase ventilation hoses, and then it's just circulating through everything like vacuum lines and into the blow-off valve and stuff like that, which something like that could also end up leading to like piston ring failure, stuff like that, but it hasn't been like that for too long. So yeah, just another project car thing to deal with. Alright, got the neck off. I'm gonna clean out all that like calcium buildup that's there. This is my thermostat. This is the Mishimoto one. Opens up at 68 degrees Celsius. Each one of the thermostats have this little notch in it on like the gasket part, and you see it in there. Also, it goes in like this. So I have a video showing like the whole thing, like while it's on the car still, so that you can see better. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit more, because this also has a little bit of like calcium on it as well. And then it just mounts up right there, like that. I got the water pump out. It wasn't there. I'm just cleaning up around like the whole mounting surface and everything, because it's pretty disgusting. It was very, very annoying to get out. Like, it was easy to get out, like, and everything loose. It's just getting your hands to the bolts back here. There's or nuts, sorry. The nuts back here are awful. Like, you have no space. If you took off the AC and everything like that on this side, it'd be so much easier. But I didn't do that. Or, my bad, power steering. It would be so much easier to deal with. But since I didn't, I had to fight this the whole way. So, like, you kind of gotta angle your hands under here to get these out. And this is on the farther side. You gotta deal with that. I don't know. So I'm gonna have fun putting it back on. Probably gonna be even worse. But do not put old gaskets back on to something like this. I'm pretty sure this one's just like an O-ring gasket. And then the other one is like this like thin metal plate or thin metal sheet style one. It's for the like double port. You know, can you see it right there? You got this one, and where'd it go? You got this one, and then this hose is connected up top. You're gonna have to get this one out as well. This one's kind of a pain. A little quick tip for this one: don't take it off until, because you're gonna like crack your knuckles on all this. Don't take it off till you get the whole water pump loose, and then these like back pipes, these hard lines coming out the back. Wait till you take all that off, then you go and take this off by just kind of pull really hard up and like in a twisting motion. And then to get it the rest of the way off, what I used was, because I didn't want to rip the hose or anything, so I'm reusing it. I used a set of these. This is for like bumper clips. Like you scoop it on the bumper and then pops it up. So with that, it'll just, like, the hose would be here. You go around it and then just squeeze up, pops it up. But yeah, that's the gasket that goes on this side. That's the old one. I have the new one inside the car sitting there, but I have to wait till tomorrow because the rest of the gaskets, so this one comes in tomorrow. And I can't put it on yet. I do have a new belt that I haven't put on yet either. I'm gonna put it on at the same time as doing all this. And then tomorrow I have to run over to Home Depot, or not Home Depot, to AutoZone to go get some more vacuum lines to fit the boost controller, because I want to reroute. Like, I put it in a whole different area, like it was sitting over here just kind of floating there, and I didn't want to keep it like that, so I put it on the firewall where is actually like a place for it to be mounted, using like a factory stud that's on the firewall. So yeah, so I'm getting a little bit bigger vacuum line for here because these barb fittings have a fatter end. Like this is about the normal size inner diameter that I've been using for all my other hoses. And then I'm gonna need one that'll go over this one, so I'll probably go up to like a 5 mil. So for all you wondering, these are silicone hoses from HSP, and the inner diameter for our cars it's like 5/32, like pretty much 4 mil. All right, so got the extra vacuum lines for the solenoid. I'm gonna redo this one, make it a little longer so I can kind of pretty much zip tie these over to the left some more, away from the manifold, just in case it gets hot and starts to sag down. I don't want it to touch. But as you can see, I have the water pump just kind of sitting there right now. I do have one of the gaskets for it. I have this main gasket that goes on it to connect it between the block and the pump itself. I'm waiting on 2 more gaskets to come in that sit on the back side of it. So I'm just gonna kind of set this on the car now and then pick this back up when I get the other gaskets in. All right, right now while I'm waiting for those gaskets to come in, I'm actually gonna redo all of these vacuum hoses right here. I'm just gonna make it shorter because it goes from here to here, but I have it all jumbled up, and I'm just gonna shorten where this connects here and here. I'm gonna shorten where this connects here, here, and here. Just try and make it fit all around here. And then, yeah, hopefully everything goes the way I want it to go. Alright, so those are redone like this. I think this looks much cleaner. I'm going to the map sensor right there. And this is kind of just a test mock-up because like I will be getting more of the black colored vacuum hoses. These are just the older ones. But yeah, so that's how it's gonna be sitting. All right, though, as you can see now, I have the water pump in. It is a pretty tight fit in there, everything that goes on. I am in the process of putting on, I don't know if you could see like this, right at the tip of the flashlight, there's a nut there and there's 2 more under it. I'm putting those 2 nuts back on, literally there on that pipe. I had to make new gaskets for this since the ones that I got were the wrong ones. So I just got like this gasket making kit. And a couple people that I asked if this works or not, they said it does. Just put some RTV on the front and back side of it. So I did that. Hopefully it works. As you can see, I got it all back together. Right now, these are temporary zip ties holding the catch cans in place. Everything runs fine. I bled the whole coolant system. Burped it and everything. But everything is perfect. There's no leaks. Car runs smooth now too. Like idles better after I swapped the spark plugs out. I didn't really notice a difference really with the new solenoid either. Yeah, she's running nice. I do have to check my oil level. I haven't checked the oil in a little bit, but should be okay for now. Belts on. I actually ended up needing his help last night. I told him like last minute, come help me real quick. But yeah, this is how the engine bay looks right now. A little bit of a mess, wires and stuff, but it's a lot cleaner than what it was before, for sure. Also, nothing is running the risk of touching anything hot either, so that's another good thing. I did notice, though, I do have a vacuum leak or a boost leak coming from my my blow-off valve flange. So I'm gonna have to open that up to check and see what's going on. Maybe like the O-ring is like pinched or something. Really hope that's not the case, but or it's like the O-ring is like ripped or something. I also do need another battery because this one is super dead. So I had to just jump start the car every time I turn it on, but I won't have to do that any longer. I think in this video I'm gonna go get that battery, but I don't know yet. You know, this video has been laid out over like the last week and a half. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. Let me know what y'all want to see in the next one. Peace.